Okay, everyone, this is Dr. Jennifer Gardella. Welcome back to episode 21 of the Hot Mess to Great Success podcast. This is time that I dedicate to helping you get your life in order, get some pieces of your personal and professional life together. I'm your host, Dr. Jennifer Gardella, and this podcast is for anyone who needs a little bit of inspiration. I know many pieces of your life may seem disorganized right now. Trust me, mine are as well. This podcast is dedicating to helping you take those pieces of your life and, well, make them what you want. Don't forget, everything is available on the show notes on my website, hotmesstogreatsuccess.com. Thanks so much for joining me, and let's get started. So, you are probably wondering where I have been. It's been over 2 years, I think, since I dropped a podcast. The truth is, my life took a major detour, which we'll get to, about 2 years ago at the start of the pandemic. And since that time, I've actually been putting a lot of things together. I had to take some time to heal from what happened, and then I had to lay a foundation. Bringing back this podcast has been a goal of mine, and I am thrilled to share it here with you. You'll notice, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, that I am also introducing a video component. I'm going to record the video of this and share it on YouTube so more people can get the message. Now, there have been many things over the last 2 to 3 years that I have put in my life, and I'm going to highlight some of them here. We're going to start with one topic that I talk about all the time. In fact, if you are having a significant issue in your life, I highly recommend you implement the practice of morning pages into your routine. We're also going to talk about the importance and how I fit in meditation. And lastly, we're going to talk about Instagram. Believe it or not, all three of these topics are very related to building a life and making sure that you are taking pieces of your life that are, well, a hot mess and turning them into a plan so that you are now a great success. So let's get started. So morning pages, I started morning pages at the beginning of my journey. I had a lot of junk that was floating around in my head, a lot of muck every single day. And what happens is if we let that muck sit in our heads, we really can't move forward, even in getting some basic tasks complete. So what Morning Pages does is it gives you the opportunity to dump all of that out of your head. It was started by Julia Cameron, who explained it for the first time in her book, The Artist's Way. And here's what you do. You sit down in the morning, first thing. Now, Julia recommends writing 300 words longhand. I don't like to do that. I have one Google document for every year of my morning pages. And you just write 300 words. Sometimes I have an awful lot to write. Sometimes I don't have that much. Whatever it is that I am struggling with is what I dump into those pages. I can tell you that you will work out more crap in your life through the process of morning pages than you will any other way. There is power in writing, and we heal through writing, and I highly, highly recommend that you do this. Clear your head as soon as you get up. Now, every night before I go to bed, I make sure that my computer is plugged in. So no matter where I feel like writing in the morning, my computer, my laptop is ready for me. Sometimes I do it at my kitchen table. Sometimes I'm on the couch. Sometimes I take the computer back up to bed with me with my cup of coffee. So whatever and however you want to do it, have your notebook or your laptop ready and just start writing. It is a time to be incredibly honest with yourself and everything that you're feeling. You can be bitchy, you can be creative, you can be thoughtful. I also use this time to show gratitude, meaning I put my gratitude list in there as well. Whatever you want to turn it into, as long as you're getting the muck out of your head, this is what it is there for. So you want also to address any negative self-talk. Again, just get it out. This is how I use it almost every single day. I am completely committed to morning pages. So over coronavirus, I also implemented a meditation practice. Now, I'm really, really bad at scheduling this in. And my friend Denise Walsh, I recently went through her 90-day U-turn program. You'll be hearing a lot of that also in this podcast about how effective it was in helping me out. But she says, you don't do what you don't schedule. was like, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense. So I've been scheduling times to meditate. Now, let me be clear. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. There are a lot of different practices, or should I say styles of meditation, but fit it in and commit to it however it works for you. And here's the best part about meditation. Just like morning pages, it's yours. It's yours to change and it's yours to evolve. So here are some options that you have, and then I'll tell you what I did. So you can, first thing in the morning, meditate before you even get out of bed. You can even do this at nap time, count to 100, practice a visualization while you're lying down, whatever. You can also use a guided meditation. I can tell you that here on YouTube, there are, I don't even know, I would say thousands. There are probably millions of guided meditations. If you want to clear your chakras, get back together with a family, you can meditate on anything and find a meditation to do that on YouTube. Just, you can Google or search right in YouTube for a meditation. You can meditate while walking. You can have a meditative walking or a walking meditative practice. Again, there are videos, I've even found on Spotify where you can have audio clips that you can listen to. It's fantastic. I did a lot of work during COVID about the idea of looking at your future, and I would recommend you also look at the work of a guy by the name of Joe Dispenza. He's a little nutty, but he believes, and he has a long course that you can take that I did not take, but meditate so that your future literally pulls you forward. It was very, very helpful. Again, he has free meditations available. Here's what I want you to know. In the beginning of COVID, I took a class with a woman by the name of Dorothy. I will link to her in my show notes as well. And what Dorothy Neville shared with me was that it doesn't matter what you do or what you call it or how you actually process the process of meditation. Sister Dorothy taught me that it counts. So whatever you want to do, if you want to sit for 5 minutes on your tuffet and imagine what you want your life to look like, if you want to sit and listen to a chakra clearing meditation off of Spotify, I actually did a 2-hour meditation with my very good friend Michelle Grangeberg during COVID as well. So that was very interesting. So however you want to get it done, get it done. I'll put a lot of links to the show notes. At the suggestion of someone named Sunny Lenarduzzi, who is a pretty famous YouTuber, I took a transcendental meditation class. I'll link to that in the show notes as well, so you can check that out. It is a process that you must go through and there is a right and a wrong way to do it, although I have to say I would encourage you to take it for whatever it's worth at whatever level you're willing to take it. Okay, switching gears again. This is what I do. Third time, right? I love to talk in threes. I really don't know where it ever came from, but first we talked about the process of morning pages and how helpful that can be. Then we talked about meditation, the different types. Now we're going to turn our attention to Instagram. And I understand that this is a really interesting one. But for those of you who have a business or have a mission, I want you to really look at Instagram as a way where you can get your message out there. During Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I made the commitment that every day I was going to share a different part of my domestic violence healing journey. Yes, I am a survivor of domestic violence. You'll be hearing a lot more of that in future episodes about how I escaped, healed, rebuilt my life, survived. It was an undertaking. And I wanted to really make a difference in people's lives. Now, I'll cut to the end of the story and tell you that the work that I did during that month was transformational, both to me and to the number of people who felt connected in with my story. What I want you to know, though, is that when you set up any social media plan to connect with your story, whether it's personal or for a business that you are building, you need a strategy and you need a plan. Every day I would wake up. I had the basics of my outline. I knew what I wanted to say, but it wasn't all completely well thought out. Every day I would wake up and spend about an hour tweaking the graphic, tweaking the copy, making sure that it fit on each of the platforms. And it was exhausting. What I'm putting together now, what I'm putting in place now, is actually a process that you can use. As soon as it's ready, I will let you know, but it's a process of batching content so that you don't have to go through what I did during that month. However, here's the key: get started. How many times, and this is one big thing that I have learned over the last few months, well, a few years, how many times did I plan something and then I was scared to death to get started? Don't do that. As you plan, get started. So again, I'll be bringing more information to you. Check out the posts that I did during Domestic Violence Awareness Month. You'll see the consistency, you'll see the writing, you'll see the hashtags. Obviously, this may not fit into whatever your passion project is, but I've left you a trail of breadcrumbs there, and I promise I'll be bringing you more information as time moves on. Okay, it is awesome to be back. I've talked today about morning pages. I've talked about fitting meditation into your schedule at any way or any level that you want, and also planning a social media campaign on Instagram to get your message across, whatever that is. Please check out your show notes on the website hotmesstogreatsuccess.com. It has been my pleasure to be back here with you, and I look forward to future episodes. Thanks so much.